Hey guys, welcome back to Horsepower Heritage on YouTube. Here are some of the people and machines from this year's Grand National Roadster Show. Of course, there are hot rods of every taste that show up at GNRS, from traditional to pro street, from flatheads to LS engines. Just something to look at everywhere you go.
My dad has a salvage yard, so I grew up with a hot rod guy at a salvage yard. It's a 1924 Model T Roadster pickup. Has a 60-horse flathead, one-piece custom exhaust, 40 brakes. Another special piece, it's got a 60-horse front axle that's been dropped, and I've got the receipt. He paid $20 for it. It was built by John Lane in San Leandro from 51 to 56, and its debut to the world was 57 Oakland Roadster Show, and now 67 years later, it's back. A friend of mine found it in a garage in Albuquerque, and he let me have it. It's untouched from 56. It was still a great, nice car. Needed tires and stuff like that. It was pinstriped by Von Dutch in 57. It's got a cut down 32 grill shell. I believe it was 12 or 13 inches. The metal man, Jack Hagman, big race car guy, he built the hood and the fenders. So some good people worked on it. I haven't driven it yet. I just finished the brake job 2 or 3 days before we left, so I have not driven it yet. But when we get home, it's hitting the road.
Here's a Model A 4-banger with an overhead valve conversion, dual carbs, and a custom header. Check out that Woody. And if wagons are your speed, how about this Pontiac? Or maybe this 1960 Ford F-100 4x4 pickup with a custom aluminum camper shell. And check out this 36 Ford Coupe.
My name is Scott Banowski. I own Hot Rods and Hobbies in Signal Hill, California. I have this all original 36 Ford here that you're looking at. The car was all original when we got it, completely stock. The original motor was still in it, tranny still in it, wheels. Car was drivable barely, but it was 100% there. So the owner wanted it restored with minimal changes done to it. So we stripped it down, sandblasted it, pulled the frame out from underneath it, did everything we needed to do to get it back to original. Did all the metal work, all the prep work, sent the motor out to Mike at H&H. Transmission, we upgraded and put a 39 box in it. And the brakes, we went to juice brakes and got rid of the stock brakes that were on it. The only other mod done to it from stock is we put a leather interior in it instead of mohair interior. Yeah, super nice car. We completed this car 10 years ago, and it came back in because it hurt the motor. So while it was in, we had to pull the whole front end off. So we cleaned up the engine bay, freshened things up again, detailed it, and said, hey, let's bring it back to Grand National because it hasn't been here in 10 years, and nobody really gets to see this car. So yeah, here it is. What's cool about flatheads in this sense is this car is so stock and so original, it would be dumb to put a small block Ford in here or any other motor. So it just fits this car. This car is so period correct and all the right parts are on it. We kind of had to leave that there. It runs amazing. It purrs like a kitten. It's super smooth and super quiet. So pretty fun to drive. So what's cool about old Fords is they just had a really cool style. They had really cool trim on them, really nice flowing body lines. Some of them you don't even have to do anything to make them look right. This car is a perfect example. This car is totally stock. We didn't chop it, we didn't cut anything, we didn't fill anything, we didn't shave anything. So Ford got this one right, so we left it all alone. You can visit our website at hotrodsandhobbies.com, or you can find us on social media, Hot Rods and Hobbies on Instagram.
Here's a beautiful lowboy roadster from Mackey's Hot Rod Shop out of Huntington Beach, California. Check out that flathead. And the American Hot Rod Foundation was in the house with this scruffy little roadster. All original.
My name is Tom Porter. I'm with Speed Core Performance Group. We're here at the Grand National Roadster Show in Pomona. Proud to show you today a 1970 Dodge Charger. It's called Ghost. We unveiled the car today, a complete build from Speed Core. It sits on a Speed Core frame, a complete carbon fiber exterior body. It's actually the largest content of carbon fiber on a car we've ever built. The engine in the car is a Hellcat 6.2 liter crate motor. It's married to a Tremec T56 manual transmission. It's 707 horsepower stock. It makes about 660 horsepower at the wheels and about 650 foot-pounds of torque on the dyno.
Hey, my name's Keaton with Speed Corp. Let me show you what's under the hood. So this is just a 3-piece carbon engine bay set. So you got your 2 side panels and your front panel. That's all pre-preg carbon, finished in satin clear coat. One of the big parts about hiding wiring and making a clean engine bay is sheathing all the wiring, just tucking it away, getting it out of sight, out of mind. So things like the brake booster and all that stuff is hidden up under the dash.
This car is finished in Alpine white with what we call blue jean blue interior. The blue mimics a B3 color that Dodge had in 1970, and the Alpine white is also a color from that era. When you look at it, you notice the carbon accents. The hood is in a satin finish, so is the tail panel, the mirror covers, and the whole interior. If you're interested in more, just visit us at speedcore.com, and I appreciate you watching.
All right, here's a blast from the past, the recently rediscovered Uncertain T. It was built by a San Fernando Valley hot rodder named Steve Scott after a friend of his drew a cartoon in physics class, and he decided, hey, I'm going to build that. In fact, it was so popular that Monogram made a model kit of the car, and it was on plenty of magazine covers. The Uncertain T was recently rediscovered by Los Angeles Ford dealer and car guy extraordinaire Bo Buckman. And the Grand National Roadster Show was its first time being seen in public for many decades.
Hi, I'm Roy Brizio, Brizio Street Rod, South San Francisco. We're here at the Grand National Roadster Show and showing off our latest cars. I grew up in the hot rod family. My dad, Andy, had a hot rod shop in South San Francisco, so I really never had a choice. It was hot rods or that was it. Drag racing and hot rods is what our life was, and I decided this was what I was going to make my living, or at least try to make a living at this, and 47 years later, I'm still doing it. There's some great builders out here all over the country, and we're all friends, and we share ideas with each other and friendships. We travel across country together in these hot rods, and I think all of us have our own style. All the other builders and myself, we kind of have a style of our own, and we do share ideas, but we like to build cars that we can drive. Our whole thing is build something that people can enjoy and drive it across country if they want. We have one up in the America's Most Beautiful Roadster section this year, competing for the big trophy. And these are some of the hot rods we just finished for our customers. We've got a 32 Ford 5-window coupe here with a small block Chevy and 5-speed transmission. We just finished this 32 3-window coupe here to the left. And that one's a Brookville that's been chopped 3.5 inches. And behind me you see a little bit of everything. A 32 original steel Roadster with a blown flathead. We've got a 33 Ford original Roadster here with all Kugel suspension and LS engine. And then to the rear, we got a 55 Ford Victoria we just finished for an 87-year-old customer. It's got 700 horse supercharged engine, and he's been driving it across country and having a great time with it. We're so happy to see that hot rodding is alive and well, and we're going to enjoy our weekend out here.
Check out this pair of 2-door wagons from Hot Rods by Dean out of Phoenix, Arizona. A Chevrolet Bel Air Nomad and a Ford Ranch wagon, both 1956 models. But under the hood there's a surprise, a Coyote V8 in the Ford and a camouflaged and dressed up LS in the Chevy. And finally, I want to show you this gathering of beautiful Lincoln Zephyrs. The Zephyr was the brainchild of Edsel Ford, son of Henry Ford, and they were available from 1936 to 1942. These were fine and exclusive luxury cars. Here's a 1937 model in a beautiful pale metallic blue. And check out how all the front end sheet metal comes together. Just amazing style. Here's a 1940 model, a beautiful custom by Voodoo Larry out of Chicago, Illinois. And finally, Southern California's Ray Dunham showed his 1939 custom. Look at that split windshield though, that's factory. And what a gorgeous interior on this car, and the underhood detailing. I mean, it is the cream of the crop. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you again soon.